Welcome back to Theresa.is.Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And if you're new here, welcome. I have an awful garbage mouth where I tend to use fuck as a comma. If you're not into that or weird shit in general, bitch, this is not the place for you. Feel free to X out the video here. No harm, no foul. But I will remember our time fondly. If you want to jump straight to the overall review of the product, I'll leave a time code down below. Feel free to jump ahead. A couple of things. First and foremost, I am going to be filming 2 videos today, so I'm going to have the same fucking look. And if you have a problem with that,
you can eat a bag of dicks. That's one.
2, I hit 11,000 subscribers. The other day I hit 10,000. And I'm pissed, and you know why I'm pissed? Because I told Alex, I never thought I would ever hit like 10,000. I was lucky to get 1,000. So I always said to Alex, like, hey, you need to make me a cake. I need to have some balloons. I need to have like the 1, 0, and the K. Like I need to be all basic bitch about it. Didn't even get to do it because I hit 11,000. I'm not complaining, but I missed my opportunity. Motherfucker. Anyway, for all the new babies that have joined, welcome. I am a garbage fucking human being and I'm so happy to have you. I hope you enjoy this weird fucking family we have here. So I appreciate you. Now, with that said, I am still sick. Still, I'm battling bronchitis, which has been real fun. I can't really hear anything, so that's been awesome. And my whole body just feels like a corn husk, but that's besides the point. But today is the first day I finally feel like I have a voice, and I feel like, you know, not a pod person, because if you've seen my last video, I literally look like somebody was holding a gun to my fucking head while talking to the goddamn camera. So, hi guys, I'm kind of back. I'm still on antibiotics, but whatever. I had to go to work this week because, you know, my job sucks. They're one of those places where like if you're sick, you know, they kind of give you that passive aggressive guilt about it. You have like 102 fever, but they're like,
you can still type, right?
So yeah, so that's kind of the job that I work for. In any case, what I like to do in the mornings is I like to take the express bus in because it's very fast and I can actually leave my house a little bit later. And then on my way home, I like to take the train. The other day, because I haven't been to the bus stop in a couple of days because I've been sick and I've been staying home, oh God, I had the pleasure of meeting this man. He was fantastic. Get to the bus stop and there's like a little ledge where you could sit. So I'm sitting there like dicking around on my phone or whatever. And I noticed that there was a man at the bus stop and he was just like ready and raring to go. He had like a very large pot belly, as if somebody would eat a turkey but like bones and all, and it just never dissolved in their stomach, so it's basically a giant turkey. You know what I mean? Like that's how big his pot belly was. And what was great about it is he was standing at the bus stop like almost in a pitcher stance, like he was just ready for some action. He had his hands on a very tiny little waist. He had like a very small waist, which I was like, damn bitch, I need your waist size. This guy was just giving me life. When the bus finally comes in, now I decided to go stand next to him, and there was this young guy that was standing next to me, and we're waiting, and finally the guy with the tiny little waist and the big belly looks at me and goes,
the bus is here, the bus is coming, it's about time.
And I just smiled and I went, And I looked back at the guy behind me, but he was paying no mind. So I was like, how are you not enjoying this? Like, this is amazing. So as the bus started to pull in, he starts screaming,
here we go, here we go.
He lifts up his shirt, like he throws it up, and what is revealed underneath his belly is a tiny, tiny fanny pack, like a tiny child-sized fanny pack. So now he flips up his shirt, basically finger fucking this fanny pack to, I guess, try to get out his Metro card. And if you don't know what a Metro card is, it's basically like a bus pass. It's like that's what you get on the subways and stuff like that, or subways or buses. So he's trying to like get it out, but he can't get it. So he looks past me to the guy next to me and he goes,
hey pal, can you reach in there and grab it for me?
And the guy next to me, without skipping a beat, just says,
no thank you, sir.
So the man looks at him and just goes,
god damn it.
Like a fucking pirate. And then flips up his shirt again, because at this point his shirt fell down. Flips it up to the point where now it just looks like a Forever 21 fucking crop top. And he's spinning around like a goddamn hippo from the Fantasia movie, trying to get this Metro card out of this teeny tiny, itty bitty fucking fanny pack, okay? I was like, this is the most amazing thing I will ever see in my life. I need to make sure I do not break eye contact. I'm watching this man do this. The bus driver is now looking very impatient. The big guy goes,
oh, you guys can go, you guys can go.
Of course I go, pay my fare, whatever, I'm sitting down. Guy behind me pays his fare, sits there towards the back of the bus. So finally the man gets on, puts his Metro card in the slot. Turns out it's the wrong fucking Metro card. So the bus driver says,
if you don't have a fare, you need to vacate the bus.
And now this is the point that I was actually going to pay for his fare, because this man was giving me constant entertainment. But he said,
no, hold on.
He flipped back up his shirt, again revealing a beautiful glistening belly and a lovely crop top, and he just kept spinning around in circles trying to follow his fanny pack to get his other Metro cards out of it. So for the next 4 minutes or so, I was just staring at his beautiful bulbous belly because it reminded me of a lava lamp, and somehow that was very, very soothing to my morning commute. So in any case, pretty sure most of the passengers were pissed the fuck off, but sometimes you just gotta stop and watch the weird. Anyway, that was my commute. How's your day going? I'm today's video, we're gonna be talking about the new Charlotte Tilbury Airless Flawless Foundation, which is this little guy right here. But before I give you my overall thoughts, let me read you a little bit about the product first. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Longwear Foundation retails for $44. A long-lasting, weightless hybrid skincare foundation, Charlotte's secret to a flawless, poreless-looking, confident complexion. This hybrid skincare foundation contains Charlotte Tilbury's magic matrix of ingredients, including the groundbreaking Magic Repluxium to reduce the appearance of wrinkles. The hydrating lightweight formula is sweat-proof, humidity-proof, waterproof, and transfer-resistant. So for $44, what exactly do you get? You get this beautiful bottle, and I have to say that I love that it pretty much is a sister package to the original Flawless filter, which if you don't have this, I highly recommend it. It retails for about $44. There's 7 shades. I don't think it's really meant to be a foundation, although I know a couple of you guys do wear this as a foundation, and that's awesome. But what I love about this product specifically is that it works well under pretty much all foundations that I've ever tried or CC creams, and it gives my face a nice, healthy glow. Now, granted, I always love looking like an alien slut. We all do. We all know that. But this just gives my face just like a nice luminosity where I don't look like I'm completely dead. And I know I recommended this particular product in a Sephora sale video, and I still do recommend this product because it's fantastic. So if you're looking for something that kind of just gives you that nice glow, I highly recommend this one. Now, with that said, I really love that product, so I had a lot of expectations for this foundation. And then I happened to see my good friend's video, LYNN, and if you don't know her, then you need to stop what you're doing, bitch. You need to get on board. That bitch is thorough as fuck. I saw her video on this foundation, and I was like,
you are fucking selling me this shit. I need to try it.
When it was available to be purchased on the Charlotte Tilbury website, which I believe was sometime last week, I picked this guy up. I know it's not launching into Sephora until the 29th, which sucks because it's right after the fucking sale. So with that said, I've been playing around with this foundation for a couple of days now, and
I fucking love it.
it's so fucking good. It's disgusting how good this is. I have been trying so many foundations right now because your bitch is pretty much normal to dry. It's been the season of hydrating foundations, which has been very, very exciting for me because I hate fucking matte foundations. I really do. They just make me look like a crusty saltine. And I want to bring some hydration and life back to my face. Now, this product is interesting because technically it's a matte finish, but I wouldn't even call it a matte finish. If anything, I think it's more of like a skin-like finish. It says that it's full coverage, and I think when you initially put it on, definitely, which is kind of fucking crazy because one pump goes a long way. So for my whole face today, I actually only use a pump and a half, and one pump actually covered my whole face. And I want to say that it's probably more than medium coverage, but not quite full coverage, because I was able to see a little bit of redness peeking through. So with an extra half a pump, I was able to cover some of the redness a little bit more. So I would say that yes, it's a full coverage. However, it doesn't, see, here's my problem with full coverage foundations. Usually I think they're very cakey and they just don't look like yourself. When I wear makeup, I don't want to give the appearance that I look like somebody completely different. I want to still look like myself, because even when I take off my makeup, I don't want somebody to scream in horror. You know what I mean? What I love about this foundation is that even though it's full coverage, it doesn't make me look cakey. It doesn't make me look like I have a fucking pound of makeup on my face. It actually is very lightweight. I would say it's probably more comparable to like a CC cream in that way, where it just feels weightless. And I love that about foundations. I don't want to be
Bogged down by shit.
and this is nice that I feel like I have nothing on my face. Another claim is that it is transfer proof, and I would say for the most part, yes. However, I noticed when I was on the phone yesterday, it did leave a little bit of a ring of foundation. When examining this area, I noticed that it didn't really look like I lost any coverage. I find that when they say something is transfer proof, kind of feel like it's a little bit bullshit. What I will note is that unlike most of the foundations that I have been trying as of late, this thing does dry down fast, which is really nice. Unlike a lot of the hydrating foundations that I have tried that pretty much slip and slide and move all over my face, I don't have that experience with it, which is super fucking lovely. Now, my big wear test was actually yesterday, and I put it on at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I probably took it off, I want to say around 9 o'clock at night. So at that point, I've been wearing it for more than 12 hours. Honestly, from that day alone, I was so fucking impressed. So I'm actually going to show you some footage from last night because I wanted to shoot the video last night. I was just so exhausted by the time I got home, and I was coughing because I'm still sick and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, this is what I look like. The thing that blew me away is how good it fucking looked after 12 fucking hours. And the only coverage I kind of lost was just around my nose area, and that's where the glasses rest on the bridge of my nose. Now, a lot of the hydrating foundations that I have tried as of late, by the end of the day, my nose is a fucking mess. All the products product is pretty much gone, especially from wearing glasses. But for this though, for the most part, everything was untouched with the exception of where the two pieces of my glasses rest on the bridge of my nose. And I was so fucking impressed. Also, the other thing I did want to note is that when I left my office, I felt like my skin was dry. When I got home, I didn't notice any sort of dryness to my face. And I think it had to do with my office. I think they want to just like pump some sort of fucking chemical in the vents to basically just dry us out. So anyway, so that was the thing that I was really, really impressed about, is that how good it looked on my skin after like almost a 15-hour wear test. Like that's fucking crazy to me. I think out of all the foundations that I've been trying lately, and especially for something that is considered a matte foundation, I think what is so fucking fantastic is that it doesn't settle into my fine lines. The other thing that I think is really cool is that if you go on the Charlotte Tilbury website, it actually shows you what the foundation looks like when you first apply it versus what it looks like 10 minutes later. Because that was the one thing that I will say is that the only thing that I found kind of annoying was trying to figure out my shade. And they do have a very good shade finder. However, when this came into the mail, I felt like it looked a little too yellow on my skin and looked a little too light. After about 10 minutes or so, it does oxidize slightly. Don't feel like my skin looks overly yellow or too dark. So even though I felt like this foundation was a touch too light, it actually worked out perfectly for me. If you are interested in checking out this foundation and you are by a Sephora that carries Charlotte Tilbury, I invite you to actually go like just swatch it out in the store or like check it out, because that's the only thing that's like super annoying about buying shit online, is that you can never really tell if something's really good or not. But fuck man, I'm impressed. Like I think out of all the foundations, this might be my new fucking favorite, which is so fucking crazy because this is a matte foundation. And for a $44 price point, you get about 1 fluid ounce worth of product in here. I think kind of comparing it to the other foundations that I've been trying, which have been like upper 30s, to me, this is well worth the money. I would happily repurchase this again and again and again because that's how much I like it. Of course, I would love it on a fucking discount. Who wouldn't? But honestly, I think this is the first thing that I will totally recommend, other than Lethal Cosmetics, that I feel is completely worth its value. I know, heavy claim, I just dropped it, but it's that fucking good. I just love how it sits so nice on my face. It doesn't emphasize any sort of like weird dry patches or any sort of texture on my face. The primers that I used today was actually the Hollywood Flawless Filter and the Fenty Hydrating Primer, which by the way, if you don't have that Fenty Hydrating Primer and you are like a normal to dry bitch,
Bitch, you need to get it. It's fucking good.
Anyway, I love that the two primers actually mix so well with this foundation. I mean, of course you still see my wrinkles on my forehead because bitch, they're never gonna go away. But the foundation is not settling into it. The other thing actually I forgot to mention too is that because this foundation does dry fast, I feel like you don't really need to set it. However, the first time that I wore this foundation, I wore it with the Hourglass Translucent Setting Powder, which is like my all-time favorite, and it looks so fucking beautiful. Today, because I have so many other powders in my collection that I'm just trying to like cycle through, I used it with the Dermablend Translucent Setting Powder, and I think it still looks very, very beautiful. But something about that Hourglass, man, fucking sells me every time. And that's what I love about this foundation, is that you don't need a powder technically to really set it down. But yeah, it's I fucking love this goddamn foundation. So with that said, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this foundation? Are you going to be picking it up? Are you going to be picking it up when it launches in Sephora? Did you already purchase it? What do you think about it? Blah, blah, blah. Let me know because I love hearing from you guys. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So on that note, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's fucking free. And hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Discord. On Thursdays, we do a podcast called The Miserable Three. And sometimes I'm on my husband's Twitch channel where I just yell about things on the internet. All that stuff will be linked down below, of course, with all the descriptions of the products and all that stuff. And plus now I'm affiliate with Magic Links. Hey, remember that time when I yelled about how Magic Links didn't like me because I had a filthy fucking mouth? Well, they like me now. Well, in any case, all that stuff will be down below. Feel free to check it out. And on that note, I will see you little pumpkins later. Bye.